Hello and welcome to Rathod Science Academy. Today in this session, we are going to see current affairs of 26th April 2025. And actually today is Saturday. There are very less articles and most of the articles are repeated articles that we discussed in an earlier class. Okay, so now let us see very important articles which are there in our newspaper. So see the title, guys. So what is the title? Read it out. Tension grips line of control amid crackdown on militants. So what is the keyword here? Keyword is LOC, line of control. So where it is located? If you see, this is Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir, northern part of our country. So here we have this LOC, line of control. So here in this part, what is the line we have? LAC. So LAC is between which and which countries? India and China. And here LOC is between which country we have this side? India and Pakistan. Okay, so why now LOC is in use? So what is happening in this Jammu and Kashmir? So terror attack in this Pahalgam region. So in yesterday's class, we discussed about some history regarding that. Okay, so before seeing that history, now who did this attack? The Resistant Front. Okay, TRF. TRF is the terror group which is part of which organization? LET, Lashkar-e-Taiba. Lashkar-e-Taiba is one of the terror organizations which is operating from Pakistan. And recently in 2019, this subgroup called as the Resistance Front which had been emerged. So why this TRF group which had been formed in 2019, what was the reason? So in 2019, what was the historical change which made by our government? We have this Article 370, right? So Article 370 talks about what? Special category status to Jammu and Kashmir. So what happened in 2019? On August 5th and August 6th, our BJP government abrogated, that is removed this Article 370. So because of this, there is no special category status for Jammu and Kashmir. So because of this removal of this article, what happened was, there is increased tourism. There is increased tourism in this region. And next one is, there is increased composition of Hindus in this region. So actually this Jammu and Kashmir, who will be living normally? Muslims concentrated region this is. But now because of this removal of this 370 article, lots of changes happen. So in that, the significant changes is increasing of tourism and as well as increasing of Hindu population here. So what happened here? This TRF, it was formed because of removal of this Article 370. Why? Because now they got a fear that if there is increasing of Hindu population, increasing of tourism here, so this region will be not integrated into Jammu and Kashmir easily. So they want integrate into this Pakistan easily. So this group wants this entire Jammu and Kashmir region to be the part of Pakistan. So because of these changes made by the government, now it is easy for the government to integrate this Jammu and Kashmir into Indian Union completely. So because of this, this group emerged in 2019. And now, 3 days ago, they made attack in this Pahalgam region, right? So this Pahalgam region is very famous for tourism. Okay, especially it is also called as Eastern Singapore, like that. Okay, it is having valley region and it is very famous for trekking in this region. And it is also one of the best tourist site. So what is happening here is, there is increased number of tourists in this region, which is happening now. And in the coming months, in month of July, especially on 3rd July, so here we are going to start this Kailash Manasarovar Yatra. So which is that? Kailash Manasarovar Yatra is going to be started from July 3rd. So who will be visiting that Kailash Manasarovar Yatra? Hindus or Muslims? Hindus will be visiting. That means, here, if you want to go to this Kailash Manasarovar Yatra, we have 2 routes. So one route is through Pahalgam region and mostly 70% of people, they will be going through this Pahalgam region to reach this Kailash Manasarovar. So because of this is the prime motive behind this attack. So actually this TRF people wants to reduce this Hindus movement. If this yatra commences, means there will be increasing of Hindu movement and Hindu population here, right? So they want to cancel this. So because of this, they did this attack. And especially in that attack also, you can find that they targeted Hindus, not Muslims. Yes. And even they asked names, and based on that, if they are Hindu, they went for shooting of the people. And even second important thing was they shotted only men, not children or not women. So because of this, we can understand that it is somewhat religion based. And especially, they also claim that this is one subgroup of this elite which made this attack. Okay, so this attack happened. So after this attack, did our government silent? No. So what are the steps taken by our government? So here we have India, and second one is Pakistan. It is now India versus Pakistan, right? So what are the steps taken by our country? So first one here is Indus Water Treaty. We said we are going to stop this supply of Indus water. So what happens if Indus water is not entering into this Pakistan? Is that good for Pakistan or bad? So most of the irrigation and most of the drinking water, everything which is mainly dependent on this Indus water by Pakistan. So if you're stopping this, then there will be the formation of desert in this part of the Pakistan where this Indus water is flowing. And second step taken by our government, what it did? Visa cancellation. So government of India cancelled visas of this Pakistan. And this one is India also closed gate so that there is no trade and as well as no cross-border movement. And even one more thing said by our country, that whoever the Pakistan is present in India, they have to leave India within 48 hours. Okay, within 48 hours you have to leave. So these are the steps taken by the government in retaliation. Okay, so did Pakistan keep silent? No. So what Pakistan said? What are the steps taken by Pakistan? Yes, Pakistan said that we are going to break Simla Agreement. And second step, yes. So here Pakistan said that we are not going to allow Indian aircrafts to use our airspace. So limitation on airspace. And even they said that there is no trade. Okay, so these are the things which mainly happened. And now, till now the story is from last 3 days, guys. So now what happened here is, India, it is increasing, especially bordering, especially increasing its forces, and even it's going for firing across this LOC region. So what is this LOC region? Why now? Okay. So if you see the title, it is saying that tensions are increasing in this LOC. So is there any relationship between what is there in our today's article with what Pakistan said yesterday? Yes, what is that relation? So here, Simla Agreement, when this agreement had been made in year 1972. So before this, what happened in 1971? In 1971, India-Pakistan war, it is also called as Bangladesh Liberation War, happened. So after that only we came up with this drawing of boundary between India and Pakistan, that is LOC. So now here Pakistan said that we are breaking this Simla Agreement. That means they'll be also breaking this LOC, yes or no? So because of this, now our government is increasing its forces and our government is going for firing in this LOC region to protect our national integrity and security and sovereignty. So is there any connection? From last 4 days, what happened, what government is taking and what Pakistan is doing, everything? Yes? So now it is in news. Have you clearly understood what happened here? So what government is doing in this LOC region? So now let us see what is there in this present article. Okay, so let us go back and let us see here. So whenever government is increasing its guards, increase its protection, going for firing, is that good for both the countries? Then what happens? Do we maintain proper relations with Pakistan now? So there will be increasing of tensions between India and Pakistan. Apart from that, can we establish peace in that region? Again, there will be loss of peace. And if the firing is happening, who will be getting affected? Not only terrorists, but even civilians like you and me who are present in that region will be getting affected or not. Sometimes it will lead to loss of life and loss of property. Those things that you have to see here. Okay, now let us see here. So this article is saying that tensions have been escalated. Escalated means nothing but increased along this line of control because of crackdown of militants in Jammu and Kashmir. So actually they are going for firing in these LOC regions because Pakistan clearly said that we are breaking this Simla agreement. That means at any point of time they can cross this LOC and they can occupy some of our areas in Jammu and Kashmir. So to stop that, to protect our territorial integrity and sovereignty, our military people are guarding this area and they are firing in this area. Okay, so what are things that you have to understand from this article? There is increased military tensions. And especially because of the Simla agreement only we came up with this LOC and we are protecting our areas. But if there is a breakdown of the Simla agreement, what happens? There will be volatile security environment here and it will lead to increasing of militant activity here. And even here, this article is saying that whenever the breaking down of Simla agreement is happening means we can understand that there is 2003 ceasefire agreement also getting affected. And especially in this ceasefire, they are mainly focusing on anti-militancy operations. That means they are focusing on terrorists in this region. And sometimes civilians can also be misunderstood and sometimes the firing may also happens against them. So that there may be loss of life. Okay, those are the things that you have to remember, guys. And you have to see what is this LOC. LOC is nothing but it is a de facto border between which and which countries? India and Pakistan. Okay, so I already said about what was the history, why this LOC came and what is this integration of princely states into Indian Union and different princely states, how they had been integrated into our Indian Union by the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. And I said about what is the role, everything, right? So just see that. And actually, if you are getting any question regarding LOC, through which agreement it had been formed means it is Shimla Agreement of 1972. Very, very important, guys. Okay. So what is the current status? What is happening at this LOC? So there is increasing of military alertness here because of this Pahalgam attack. Okay, and there is also increasing of deployments. Deployments is nothing but the number of people, nothing but the army personnel who are guarding this area will be increased obviously, and there will be increasing of surveillance, and even they will be watching for any other terrorists who are entering into our country through this area or not. That is called as infiltration. We will be saying about this infiltration also. And next one here is ceasefire violation. Ceasefire violation is nothing but, so according to this Simla agreement, they said that this is LOC region and this area is called as Pak occupied Kashmir. That means Pakistan will be administering this area, and this is LOC region. So what happens in the ceasefire violations means nothing but they'll be crossing this, and sometimes India may be crossing this. So this kind of trespass is called as ceasefire violations. And because of this breaking of the Shimla agreement, we can understand that there may be ceasefire violations from Pakistan side. So that is the thing which is happening there. And next one here is suspension of bilateral agreements. Even whatever the agreements that we had signed, because of this kind of terror attacks and because of this kind of tit for tat retaliations, will we follow the agreements? No. So that is the thing that you have to understand which is going on now. And now let us see the next article. Very, very interesting. Title says, farmers burning stubble won't get government aid. MSP for crops, Madhya Pradesh CM. So what is the keyword here? Stubble burning. Okay, let me write the keyword here. Stubble burning. Okay, you know about what is burning. Okay, just put on a fire. But what is a stubble? Stubble is also called as parole. So it is nothing but we are going for raising of crops, right? So after once harvest is done, for example, if you take paddy, so this is like this, right? Paddy. So only the grains will be there on the top of that so and so paddy stalk. So we will be cutting this and we will be taking this only the grains. But whatever the leftover part is called, if it is there, it is called as stubble or also called as parole. So what is happening here is, especially in states of Punjab, Haryana and Western UP. So what was significant thing which happened there? Green revolution, right? So because of this green revolution, there is good agriculture produce which happened in that region, and because of that only now we are maintaining food security in our country. So what is happening here is farmers, they will go for harvesting and they will take out whatever the food grains they want, and whatever the leftover part is there, normally they will collect them and they will be piling up them and they will be using for fodder, right? But what happens if there is very less time? So is that possible to collect and pile it up and to make the land ready for the next crop? No. At that time, just they will collect them and just they will put on the fire. So this is called as stubble burning. So whenever we are burning that kind of stubble, is that good? No. So what are the problems we have? Carbon dioxide emissions, and even whenever we are burning something, you can get smooth, black color smooth, right? It is called as PM 2.5 or PM 10. It is also one of the important air pollutant. And this one is, it can cause more heat. Heat will be increased in that region or not? Yes. And next, what happens? Yes, global warming can be happen, climate change can happen, and even what happens? So on the soil or on the surface of the earth, we will be having lots of microorganisms, right? So if you are setting up a fire there, so what happens? Is it causing damage to the life, or especially that microorganisms there? And even, you know, who are the friends of the farmer? Earthworms. Where they live? In the burrows, in the small holes on the earth surface they will be living, right? So because of this heat, will they survive? No, again they will die. And not only that, even soil fertility will be increased or decreased? Decreased. So these are the lots of the problems that we have with the stubble burning. So here, normally the stubble burning will be there in news, especially in the months of November, December and as well as January, because of air pollution in Delhi. But now this article is talking about which state? In Madhya Pradesh. Okay. So you know, you understood about the stubble burning, and now it is happening in this Madhya Pradesh, right? So now what is the specialty of this article? This article is saying that if any farmer who is going for stubble burning, they will be not getting benefits from the government. Which kind of benefits? So there is one scheme, please make a note of this. CM Kisan Kalyan scheme. So first one is, now the farmers who are going for the stubble burning, they will be not get benefits from this CM Kisan Kalyan scheme. And next one is, they will be not get MSP. Okay. So we are not bothering about that scheme, but we have to see about this MSP. What is this MSP? Minimum support price. So what is this minimum support price? Before farmer is going for sowing of that so and so crop, so government will be announcing certain price for that so and so crop. So based on that, farmer can take an informed decision that which crop he can grow or which crop he cannot. Okay, that is called as MSP. So here, what is the advantage of MSP? MSP is nothing but minimum support price, which will be, who will guarantee this? Government will be guaranteeing this. So as soon as as soon as this farmer who will go for the harvest of his crop, so he can directly sold his produce to government at MSP. So that what are the advantages we have? We can enhance the income of the farmers, because he will be not falling into the trap of the so and so market, because he will be directly selling the produce to government. So income. And next one is no loss. Okay, and next one is he can make his own decision, informed decision, and even it will be helpful for our food security. How? So government will be buying this food grains from farmers, and what government will do? Will provide the grains for subsidized price for below poverty people through the scheme called as PDS. And during this COVID-19 pandemic, so which scheme government came up? Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana, right? Okay, so under this, government will be providing food security for the people. So now what is this article is saying, if you're going for stubble burning, then you will be not getting MSP. Okay, and even you will be not getting benefits under this scheme of MP. That is the thing which mainly said, nothing more than this. So here, how you can use this article is, so whenever you are writing about any answer regarding stubble burning, so you will be seeing about measures, right? So in measures, you have to see about national level measures and state level measures. So now we are talking about which state? MP. Apart from that, in which states this happens? Punjab and Haryana and UP. So now can you add even MP state measures regarding how to control this stubble burning? So because of this measures, if government is directly saying that you will be not get this benefits from this scheme, or you will be not getting MSP, will farmers behavior can be changed or not? Yes. So even this kind of examples you can use in your ethics GS paper 4 for changing of mindset. Changing of mindset comes under which chapter? Attitude, which is your chapter number 2. Okay, so in this way you have to use this articles for value addition in your answers, guys. Okay, now let us see this clearly. From which subject it is important? Stubble burning comes under GS paper 3, environment and ecology. And here government is saying that. That means it comes under part of GS paper 2 under governance. And what you have to see? You have to see what is the stubble burning, and you have to see in which states it is happening, and what are the reasons for this stubble burning, and what are the measures taken by our government. Okay, and recently there is also one more article we discussed in our editorial session. What is that? So because of this government steps also, there is increasing of stubble burning, increasing of growing of crops called as rice and wheat. Yes or no? We discussed that around 4 to 5 days back. Again, you have to include that also. So if you are following current affairs, then you will be getting lots and lots of examples and lots of case studies, and also data to substantiate your current affairs. So at least 1.5 years of current affairs should be there in your book, guys. Okay, now let us see the context. Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister, he announced that farmers who engage in this stubble burning, they will be ineligible. That means they will not get benefits under this CM Kisan Kalyan scheme, and as well as government will be not buying their crops at MSP. Okay, why? Because this practice of stubble burning will be causing environmental impact. It will lead to the soil degradation, decreasing of soil fertility. Okay, so here whenever government is taking this type of steps like giving rewards and as well as punishments, then what happens? We can bring the change in the behavior of the people. That is one example here. And next one here is, there is something which is given. So here there is one study which is done by Consortium for Research on Ecosystem Monitoring and Modeling, which mainly says that because of this stubble burning and because of the steps taken by the government, it's a stubble burning is happening. So we have to change this policies of the government. That's the thing which mainly said here. And this article is saying that we have to ensure sustainable practices rather than stubble burning. So we can use that so and so stubble for fodder, or else we have one advancement called as Pusa decomposer. I said about this, right? So Pusa decomposer is nothing but, so we will be getting one mixture of microorganisms and we have to mix it in water and we have to spray on this waste so that it will be getting decomposed within 7 to 10 days of time. So we can use science and technology for controlling of environmental pollution. And even we have to improve awareness to the farmers regarding what are the initiatives which are present with the government and even advancements and what are the problems of this stubble burning, so that we can change the mindset of the people. Okay, and stubble is called as parali or parali, which is nothing but the burning of removing paddy crop residues in the field to sow wheat. Okay, so that is the thing. And what is the effect of stubble burning? It will cause pollution, that you know, which will release carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and PM 2.5, PM 10. And next one here is soil fertility will be decreased and heat penetration will happen. So because of this, loss of moisture will happen in the soil, and not only that, even microorganisms at form will be getting affected. And see the next article, title says India France to finalize rupees 63,000 crore deal for 26 Rafale M jets on April 28. So here Rafale jets. So jets used by whom? Army or Air Force or Navy? Navy people who will be using this? Majorly these jets will be used by Air Force. So this is the right time. Please do, if you have not watched this movie, so please do watch this movie. It is Operation Valentine, which is about India-Pakistan airspace. So how they will do attacks. So which kind of equipments they have, which kind of infrastructure that we have. So do we need this kind of jets or not? What these jets do? So here there are some missiles. So how they will be using these missiles, how they will be attacking with the missiles. So everything that you will get clear knowledge if you watch this movie, because now this Pahalgam issue is there in news, and even India is also trying to retaliate, and Pakistan is trying to retaliate India, right? So, and today is also there is no class, and tomorrow is Sunday, so try to watch that movie. So it is around just 2 hours of time. So you'll be getting lots of knowledge regarding how this can be driven and who will drive everything, and how radars. Do you know these radars? So how these radars will be working. So what we have, like anti-radar system which is there in the news, what is this? So even if any flight or any jet which is moving, so even by using these radars also sometimes we can't detect that. So at what height if you drive, so we can't detect. So everything that you have to know, and that is a part of your science and technology, guys. So watch that movie. It is very, very important. And here if you see about this jet, so this jet we are going to get from which country? France. So whenever you are writing about any answer regarding India-France relation, can we use this article? Yes, one kind of area of cooperation between India and France is we are getting this Rafale jets from France. Okay, you have to see about for which we are using this and what are the specifications of this jet. So actually this Rafale introduced in year 2001, and now we are getting, see how much delay is there. It is around 25 years of gap. So here one thing that I want to say boldly on this stage here is, so when you are getting any technology from any other country, that is new for ours, but for other countries it is already very, very old. Okay, so we will be not expecting that latest technology from other countries for sure. If it is outdated there, we will be getting that, and that is new for us. So that is a one great example here. Rafale, they introduced in year 2001, and now we are getting that. That means around 25 years of delay of getting that technology to India. So because of this, what our government is doing is technology. Especially we are developing our own technology, that is called as indigenous technologies in our country, so that we will be getting some updated technology, not the outdated technology. And even government, if it is going for making of any agreements with any other countries, now it is asking that we don't want only that vehicle, but even we want the technology through which it made. If you are having the technology, then what we can do, we can improve on that and we can get new variants on that, right? So if you are getting only that so-and-so Rafale jet to India, so if there is any problem, can we take that to France again to repair it and to come back? Alright, so we need that kind of technology. So nowadays, India, whenever it making any agreement with other countries regarding defense and science and technology, we are also asking for technological transfer. It is very, very important, guys. Okay, so if you come back and if you see some facts regarding these Rafales, it is introduced in year 2001, and Rafale, it is a French twin engine, and it is a multi-role fighter aircraft. And which company built this? It is very important. That is Dassault Aviation. Dassault Aviation built this. Okay, and it is produced for French Air Force and as well as even French Army also for some operations. It will be using this Rafale jet. And India had signed around 59,000 crore deal in 2016 itself. At that time, we procured around 36 Rafale jets. And again, now we are procuring some more because of increasing of uncertainties across this India, Pakistan and as well as India-China border. And now let us see the next article, guys. See the title, Teaching Children to Eat Well Must Begin in Schools. So from which subject we can see this article? From GS paper 2 under health. In governance, you have this topic called as health, right? So from that area, you can say this. Okay, so why now this eat well is in news? What are the problems in our country now? Yes, malnutrition is there. Apart from that, increasing of heart diseases, increasing of diabetes, and even diabetes mellitus type 5, new disease also had been identified. So till now we had only 3 to 4, now we have even 5. It is in the news in the last month. And I will be giving that topic in your current affairs compilation. I already compiled that type 5 diabetes mellitus. Okay, so apart from that, what are the problems we have in health? Are we eating right? No. So we are attracted towards junk food the more, and the traditional foods we kicked off. Yes or no? We kicked off our traditional foods and we are showing interest only to have maximum junk food, outside food. Yes. And what are the prepared which is healthy in our home, we will be rejecting it. And rather than that, we are opening our mobiles and we will be ordering on Zomato or Swiggy, Zepto. Zepto la food astada? I don't know. Yes. Packaged foods, Lays, chips, biscuits. So that is the thing which is happening now. So because of this, here, many people in our country, they are in the risk because they are getting non-communicable disease at a very, very young age. What is non-communicable disease? Because of lifestyle modifications. Next, it is nothing but, what is the cause of this? It is the malfunction of your organs. For example, it may be heart abnormalities or liver abnormalities, kidney abnormalities. It cannot be transmitted from one person to another person easily, right? So here, because of this, now this article is saying that we have to teach children to eat right in their schools itself. So have you heard can you recall or remember, like in your school days, any teacher said about eat right? I think some teachers who teach with these languages, Telugu and Hindi, they will be teaching. And even some science related, if there is any topic regarding diseases, they might be teaching what to eat and what not to eat. But now in today's, no one is bothering because they are eating that junk food, that stuff. Okay, so now why it is in news? Because especially after birth, so till 1,000 years of their life, that is first 1,000 years of life. So 1 year contains how many days? 365. That means around 3 years of age is very, very important. Especially at that time, what happens is very fast development of brain, body parts, and mostly 80% of their brain will be formed within less than 5 years of age. If we are not focusing on this initial 1,000 days of their life, means what happens if they are having malnutrition, means that will be affecting their growth and development. If a child is not having proper development, then what happens? Will they become an asset for the country in the future? Will they become asset for their family? No, that is a problem. Okay, so that is the thing which mainly said here. And especially during adolescent age. So what happens in adolescent age of a person? Adolescent age is nothing but teenage, 13 to 19 years. So there will be lots of changes which happens, especially physical changes, internal changes, mental changes, body stability, everything which have the rapid changes. At that time also we need to have a proper nutrition. So if you are not having the proper nutrition, again that will lead to the imbalance in their body. That will lead to the decreasing of future output of that so and so individual. That's the thing which mainly said. Okay, now let us see what is this article. So actually he is the founder and CEO of Food Future Foundation, and he is also former CEO of Food Safety and Standard Authority of India, FSSAI. So if you want to purchase any product which is related to food, you have to see whether it is certified by FSSAI, right? So because of this, he is a very, very important personality, and whenever you are reading any articles or selecting any articles from editorials, you have to see who wrote that for authenticity. Okay, so he said that we need transformation approach to nutrition. And recently one summit had happened, that is Nutrition for Growth Summit in Paris. And in that summit, they changed year. So what is that year is? United Nations Decades of Action on Nutrition to 2030. Earlier it was like 2020 or 2015. So now it had been extended to 2030. So the important aim of this United Nations Decade of Action to Nutrition is to combat malnutrition. So what is the meaning of malnutrition? Malnutrition is nothing but you're not taking a balanced diet. So what is a balanced diet? It needs to include carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, essential nutrients, micronutrients, macronutrients, everything that should be there in a proper amount. That is called as a balanced diet. If you're not taking the balanced diet, then you will be coming under this category called as malnutrition. Malnutrition is nothing but you're not getting the proper nutrition from your diet. Okay, and especially in our country, because of the problems like poverty, because of the problems like unemployment, and because of lack of awareness, so people are not taking the balanced diet. So because of this, especially children below years, that is 5 years of age, and even girls who are in adolescent age, and women, they are having lots of problems. For example, anemia. Okay, so if you see the importance of adolescents in nutrition here is, so from the first 1000 days after the birth, it is very important. At that time, for the 6 months of time, so they have to take the mother milk, and after that they will be starting the solid food. In that solid food, we have to ensure that they are taking the proper diet. And next one here is, in this adolescent age, what happens? Rapid physical, emotional changes will happen. So they need adequate nutrition at that time, so that they will be mitigating early life deficit and they will be having future very productive life. And next one here is, yes, this article which is saying that there is a gap in food and nutrition education in schools. In schools, you are not telling what is the food, so what is the nutrition, so what is a balanced diet. So students, they are not getting proper information from the schools, because students, they will be spending most of the times in their initial stage in the schools only, right? So here, schools, they have to provide the environment, okay, so that they can understand what is good and what is wrong. And students should be empowered by the teachers to make them the healthier decisions. And next one here is, they have to understand the students about what is the impact of poor diet diversity. Especially if you're not taking the right food, you will be getting obesity. Obesity is nothing but becoming very fat. And even fat accumulation will be happen in the unwanted places. Some will be having this much big bellies and thighs and okay, like that. And next one here is, sometimes you will be also having malnutrition. And because of this obesity and malnutrition, it will be having impact on their outcomes also. Okay, next one here is, this article is saying that we have to focus on sustainable practices. Especially many people, they will be not support the seasonal fruits and seasonal food. In certain seasons, we will be getting certain seasonal fruits. For example, guavas, oranges, mangoes, and even custard apple. Okay. So they'll think that if you eat that, you will be getting some disease, like cough will come, cold will come, and parents will not allow the children to eat that. So here, whenever we are focusing on the seasonal foods, they are produced in that season, and they are rich in certain vitamins, certain minerals, certain things. And even if you taste one fruit to another fruit, do all fruits having the same taste? No, right? Why? Because the components which are present in that fruit will be differing. Some fruits will be having high amount of potassium. For example, banana. For example, if you eat that oranges, those things, they will be having citrus, more amount of vitamin C. And some fruits will be having more amount of potassium. Some fruits will be having more amount of calcium. That means if you're having this seasonal fruits throughout year, so whatever the minerals that your body need will be getting or not. So here, parents should be aware about the seasonal fruits. And not only that, whenever we are giving our seasonal fruits, we can also improve the local economy also. Okay. And next one here is, finally, this article is saying that we have to give some practical activities for the students. For example, in some international schools, recent trend I watched was like, they will be arranging this kitchen gardens. And even in some schools, they will be growing the vegetables and as well as fruits which they want, and they will be using them for cooking. And even especially on Saturdays, on weekends in schools, they will be giving one color theme, like green color day, orange color day, and they will ask the children to bring that kind of vegetables and fruits, and they will be making some salads there. So if you're promoting this kind of practical things, yes, children will be coming and understanding like which food they have to eat, what is having what, and how they can maintain the health, everything. So that is the thing which mainly said here. That's it. So these are some important topics that appeared in our today's Hindi newspaper. So by this I'm concluding, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this class, please hit the like button and please do share this class to your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to Rathore Science Academy.